Welcome to the March Classic Series for 2015. I wore a black shirt because I just want to wear a black shirt today. Then Ed walks in with his black shirt, which is the same as the last time we shot film together. He was wearing a black shirt, I was wearing a black shirt.
You know, I'll bet you can't tell us apart.
So I went to
What
dinner
an exciting intro.
Last night I went to dinner with my for my wife's birthday, my daughter's birthday. We had 20 people at the Chop House. You can imagine how much that cost.
You know, in Pasadena?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I'm sitting next to my brother-in-law, who has become quite a wine guy, and he
Funny how that works.
he says, "Your videos are so funny with that guy."
No, he said that guy is so funny
You're gonna-
in your
From
video.
now on, you're that guy.
I've been
said,
called
well-
worse by better.
He's been hanging around. I go, that guy has been hanging around here for a long time, pre-Der Winter Schnitzel. But what was that, 69 you were trying to sell my dad's ad space?
That's right,
In the PV
1969.
News?
Palos Verdes News, my first job out of college.
Was it really?
Yep.
Is that PV News still around?
Yep, still there, actually. None of the same people I worked with 46 years ago are still there, but they're still there.
You were quite the socialite kind of guy. hanging
Yeah,
out with
I
PV
know.
News.
It was hard to do when my first check bounced because they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy the first week I was there. That was exciting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Well, we were by there the other day, and it's very interesting, actually, the Terranea Resort that's at Rio Marineland.
Mm-hmm.
Much of the historical photographs that adorn throughout the hotel are Malaga Cove.
Yeah, well, it's
Groundbreaking, the fountain, the buildings, that's...
Well, how old is Malaga Cove? 100 years old?
Yeah,
or
something like that.
I mean, it's been there a long, and it shows.
really old. So, we
Anyway.
are tasting the Cline, they've been doing this for a long time. Zinfandel particularly, right?
Absolutely. And, as I put in the newsletter, which, everybody reads except him, I love writing about guys I really like, and I really like Fred Cline. I've known him for 30 years. He's a terrific guy. I love his wines, and the fact is, he gets great press, he sells out of everything, and his prices are still really cheap.
They are.
They're
His prices
really,
are
really good.
And I remember tasting these years ago when I first moved the company up here in like '89. We were tasting Cline Zins, and I like the little chart he's got on the back: dry, light, soft, full. So he's got off dry, full-bodied, and in between soft and crisp. Interesting, but. Does that reek of Zin in the nose or not?
It's absolutely Zinfandel. There's no question about it. It's a great bottle of wine. Unbelievable price. $16, which is I wouldn't say it's a typical Cline price. They've probably inched up a little bit more than that. But $7.99 the reorder is like off the charts. 98.
This is
98.
great. And Zinfandel's funny because you just brought one in this morning, and then all of a sudden, it's
How
the funniest
funny
grape.
is it?
How funny is it?
Look,
How
love
cold
Zin-
is it?
I love Zinfandel. And the beauty about these Zins now is that they're at least coming in at a little bit less alcohol than, 16 or 17%.
That's a 96 for me.
This
That's
is
really
14.
good.
I'm doing a 98. It's just
Lots of barrel,
unbelievable.
lots of berries.
Great
and a little
berry.
Spice.
It's really good. Now what?
Now what? Now what do you got? Yes, I know. There's been a couple. In fact, we have 2 oak groves today, and I don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do. I got to write the damn newsletter. What do you think I'm going through?
Well, your French is coming along. So here's a. I thought this was extraordinary. We tasted this at the corporate lunch the other day.
Wow,
I hadn't tasted
it's
this, but
really good.
You know what I like about it? It's a little leaner than what the nose is. It's got that full tropical Viognier nose.
I don't know. I haven't tasted it yet. I'll let you know. when
But
I taste it.
it's leaner in the palate than it is, and this is Jeff Dye's stuff. He just keeps making great wines. And what doesn't happen here is he puts California on all the labels, but he owns a ton of vineyards that are specific in Mendocino. He's got vineyards in Monterey.
Well, Monterey is where they got most. Arroyo Seco's
So-
huge vineyard, but. A lot of the times, I know this for a fact, a lot of the times he could legally put the appellation on
Right.
there, but they don't do it because they don't want to confuse anybody. They want to keep it consistent all the time. So the labels are consistent, the wine's consistent, everything is consistent. People in the wine business don't normally understand that. They think
Right.
if they change everything every year, people will notice. What they do is they forget.
They get confused. Wait a minute, that's not the one I had last time.
Anyway, $13.99 on the shelf, which is a great price for Viognier because it's not a cheap grape to make. $6.99 reorder price is insane. So I'm doing another 96.
I keep wanting to taste more of it because it's so refreshing.
I keep wanting you to taste more of it because it
Well, that's
makes you
great.
more refreshing.
Yeah, that's not going to happen today.
Well, maybe not, but I could always live in hope, you know. I mean,
Back to Jeff Dye and Oak Grove. So why don't you tell another story? That's
we were
different.
just talking about
Tell them
him.
a different story.
God. Well, if you'll
What am I
notice,
supposed to do?
you know what I had to do? I mean, how many times do you want to hear the Jeff Dye story? So then I had, the Viognier was easy because, you know, that's a really fascinating story about Viognier, how it almost was wiped off the face of the earth because nobody wanted to mess with it because it's such a pain in the butt grape to grow. And cheers to you, too. Wow, another killer bottle of wine. Merlot.
So here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Well, I told you this before. Because since you have a lousy memory, I have to tell you again.
You know, I have selective
My
memory.
customers my customers have voiced their opinion many times that it's okay to repeat a label because your job is to find us great value in wine, and that's what we're doing. So it happens to be that Jeff and I produced 2 great wines this month, and I have to feature them. And that's just the way it goes. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it has to be.
Do you really believe his apology? Mm-hmm. I just asking here, you know. Well, it actually spurs me on to new heights, and I thought that I did a tremendous job. And I actually wrote it on Valentine's Day because I didn't have anything else to do.
You know what I like about this wine? It's got a lot of life in it. It's gonna age very nicely.
I tell you, you know, when you look at these wines at these prices, it really is mind-boggling. You know, I mean, there was an article in the Wall Street Journal by Letty Teague about wine clubs, and she didn't mention yours, and I wrote her a letter and asked her why she didn't.
I wrote her a letter too.
Well, you know, we're just letter-writing fools.
I actually asked her if I could send her some wine so she could compare. She wasn't impressed with the clubs that she tasted.
Not necessarily. Some of them she said were good. I think the biggest problem was that the ones she liked, she thought they were just a little too expensive.
Right. So I said, let me send you some of our wares, and even though you've written the article already, I love the comparison because I think you'll find them great value. Never heard from her.
Well, it took her 2 weeks to answer my newsletter. And mine
She answered you?
Yeah, mine was obviously a lot more, you know, eloquently written.
What did she say?
Is that
what she said?
What I asked, I finished it by saying it. The article was a question: are they worth the money?
Right.
And I said, well, did you answer the question? Because
I don't know. She responded.
Well, because I didn't know that she.
Sarcastic.
I didn't really feel that she answered it. She, you know, it was kind of vague. She didn't come down on a definite yes or no. But that's how some writers are. God forbid they should actually say something that someone would challenge them on.
Well, I remember we did their Merlot. This Pennywise Merlot.
You know,
It was such a great value.
I forgot it because it's
There's a
such
little stamp label. This is really incredible.
What does the word mean? Pennywise on a wine?
I don't know. That's
mean,
not my problem.
come
I just buy
on.
the wines because I like them, and this is a really great example of
$16.99 on the shelf, $6.99 reorder price. Which, if you want Chardonnay, is pretty good.
This has got so much depth and character to it, and it's not so Chardonnay-ish, and it's not so oaky. It's just got wonderful fruit flavors.
Well, you know, it has.
There's kind of a lime thing in there.
It has something that oak gives it that for one of the few times I don't find objectionable, and that's a creaminess. Mm-hmm. You know, it's got that kind of vanilla pudding creaminess to it. It's not overly vanilla, which comes from the oak. But
you have a key lime character in it too. So
actually, there is. I do get a little bit of that and a little kiwi.
this is good.
Yeah,
I
I'm giving.
I didn't rate the other one, but I'm gonna rate the Oak Grove. I'm giving it a 95. I'm giving this a 96.
I'm doing a 95.
I'm going with the whites. Are really good. They're both all really good, but this is.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like them. I hope you do too. And that's our show for today for
Thanks for
March
coming.
Classic Series 2015.
Cheers.